are about to compete. There's no turning back. This is game one in a best of three. Once more for tournament life. TODAK going up against the Valley. The former on the blue side on the play with the Valley answering back. There goes the Glue, the Eve, the Lolita. As mentioned by you, Lafell, and the Valley bans out the Fanny and the 1-1.
Yeah, it's just kind of brainless kind of ban, right? It's not say brainless. I would say this is a no question asked. Just take away that Super Shark's Lolita, take away the Eve from the side of Hoon as well, making sure the Valley is uncomfortable, and then draft an uncomfortable draft for themselves, and then be unpredictable, and let's just fight it down to the mechanics.
Right now, since TODAK, they are the first pick, I want to see whether the Valley, they will ban out the Kajao, the carry, or let both through, because both those heroes are very good for both teams. So if Kaja is let through for TODAK, then they could really set the pace of the match. If they have a carry, then it's just draft around the carry. Make sure that Momo, because again, we're expecting Momo to go to the gold lane to really set the tempo. So this is a very good spot for you to pick up the carry.
Yep, and if you do get the carry, I think the Valley, that answers one of their main fears last night in that post-match interview. No! They spoke about how scared they are of Hilda, and now they have to no longer worry about that. The counter to the Hilda, right? The peel, no longer there. First pick for TODAK, the carry. The answer, though, the Joy, who no longer now has 100% appearance in M4. How are you feeling about this Joy first pick?
Personally, I feel like the Joy, especially after watching the previous series, I don't see the massive impact that Joy could actually output. Yes, she's super annoying. Yes, she could dish and dash around you. She's super hard to catch, but she doesn't really do any damage. She also doesn't peel as well as at the same time. You can't really split push. You can't really jump from one point to the map to another. But also another big question is, Joy is flexible. And speaking about flexibility, the Valentina comes into play for the Valley.
I agree with you saying how Joy is flexible, because a lot of people are still debating whether Joy should go to the jungle or the EXP, because with the Vengeance, Joy is actually quite a troublesome hero to deal with, because 57% win rate is not the worst win rate to have, but also not the best. But we're talking about TODAK going up against the Valley, so having Joy is a very chaotic kind of hero, so I kind of feel like this kind of works out for them to go up against TODAK, because TODAK, at their best, they're very good at coordinating who should they shut down first. So having the Joy there, kind of like disrupting their tempo, might be good.
Yep, and going into the second phase, that's a lot of damage locked in by TODAK already, the Lapu-Lapu and the Hayabusa. So it's clear what TODAK's plan is, and there you go. I think with this pick, the Fredrin on the Valley, they might as well have said, you know what, this is a straight XP lane pick, Joy, right?
Yep, agreed.
Yeah, I feel like the Fedrin definitely should go into the jungle. The taunt that you can do, especially when Hayabusa exits from the Shadow Kill, if you time it just right, you can catch Hayabusa off guard, and by the time the taunt finishes, your Shadow Kill has already, your Hot Shadows are already expired. You don't have a backdoor all the way out.
I'm really looking at what kind of hero can Yusuke use, because if he uses a hero that has a very big ult, it's gonna really detriment them, because the fact that the Valentina is there, it's very problematic. Hilda is quite good going up against the Valentina, but has been banned out. So really, I'm looking at a hero. And here, Basic, his M4 stats, Basic's Bloodbath, the only player that got 2 Maniacs in M4 World Championship. But I gotta say, Chico had 1.
So that's big questions, right? I mean, yeah, that's half of what Basic has. 2 questions raised immediately, right? What's Yumski gonna play, and what's Basic gonna play? How is he going to get to that point wherein he's breaking his own record, or maybe possibly 3 Maniacs, or maybe even a Savage at M4? So now with that Claude ban, it looks like Coach Amux and Coach Azim know that they have to protect themselves from this prime level of Basic. There goes the Kadira. One more. Is this going to be a gold lane ban?
I feel like it's definitely going to be a gold lane ban. Basic with super bloodthirsty, already 2 Maniacs. You don't want to give something that's meta, right? You want to cut down as many marksmen as possible, but no, instead, TODAK focusing on the Mathilda ban.
This is kind of weird, because I was kind of expecting for like a Beatrix, because right now, looking at the draft from the Valley, they have a lot of magic damage. So Harif is a good pick, but overloading with magic is kind of easy to itemize again. So I'm really looking at some kind of physical damage dealer from the gold lane. So I'm thinking of Beatrix, but it looks like perhaps they want the Beatrix to go through. Maybe it's kind of a bait by banning out the Matilda, because Matilda could be something good against TODAK's draft, but I can't see it right now.
Yeah, the Matilda actually opens up and allows for the mobility on the Valley, and TODAK doesn't want that. I think TODAK just wants to take it to their face and make sure that when they make an engagement, it sticks. The swing back, though, on the first pick after the second phase began, the Kufra, so they're looking to stop, this Hayabusa looking to stop that Lapu-Lapu, and then they're leaving basic open, so they're protecting their gold lane.
Yeah, so it's all about minimizing the amount of dashes that TODAK can output right now. But with the Kufra going in, there is also the potential carry tank shredding the Kufra very quickly as it's in the air. So I think TODAK, not only just the fact that, yes, I need to be careful and open up the map as much as possible, I need to pack some Purify in. Now, about opening up the map, I was thinking about, you know, something like a Toe, but no, it's going to be a Ruby, and the Faramir is locked in for TODAK.
With this kind of draft, TODAK really wants to fight a lot, so they really want to be chaotic, they want to start everything early, because this is going to be very interesting for Chico guys to be using the Faramir, because in their own MPL, Yumski is a crazy Faramir because he always get those crazy engages, crazy catches. So now, having them both being an engaged type hero, I want to see how they can control, especially in the river as well as the jungle side of things. Because looking at the Valley, they're quite tanky, I would say, with the Joy, with the Fredrin, with the Kufra. So if they do want to establish an attack, I want to see whether they're really going to be hoping for Hayabusa to deal the most amount of damage, or actually fight around the carry and give more space towards the carry.
I think apart from the carry conversation as well, I think the Valentina going in front beside the Valley, you've got big ultimates from TODAK. Two, in fact, the Ruby and also the Faramir. And these two, well, it all boils down to how Hoon actually pilots that Valentina. These game-changing ultimates could in fact benefit the Valley more than TODAK.
Truth be told, going into this draft, I am worried for both teams because
Yeah.
they have very small box control.
Correct.
When team fights happen, you have to find a better re-engage because look, your tanks, they come in and it's very honest. You have that jump from the Kufra, you have the pull from the Ruby, and then you both technically have a cult altar.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it really comes down to who finds you first and who has the better angle.
Looking at this game, I want to see the first 3 minutes. I kind of feel like that will dictate how everything is going to shape up. I want to see if Joy can actually control the EXP lane. We are expecting that Joy will go to the EXP. And Hayabusa, I gotta say, looking at Team Hot, it didn't look well. I hope I see a different Hayabusa here with Rival piloting the Hayabusa.
Here we go, game number 1 in a best of 3. It's TODAK versus the Valley.
Right off the bat right here, you can see both these two teams already clashing. It's going to be Mohamed Zain starting at the purple, Rival starting at the orange. I think the second thing that both these two teams will be looking at is to go for that Lethal Wanderer control.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are playing slightly slow here, so no invades going for either teams. So we gotta look at right now in terms of the lane as well. Looks like there's no Roja going on. The EXP laners are going to the EXP, the gold laners are going towards the goal. So both teams, I kind of feel like, because this is a best of 3, they want to see the kind of temperament that both sides have. Do they want to play a little bit more aggressive, or do they want to be a little bit more passive?
Which explains how, again, both teams let go of the whole box concept or range when going into this first game. Now Rival, just peeks.
Very sneaky. It's like, you know, a ghost in the room as well, just trying to peek what the Valley is doing for now.
Very good map control for TODAK, and it's just now that the Valley had a little bit of control from the top, and I don't know if this is a surprise to you, Lafel, the Joy is actually winning against the Lapu.
Semi not surprised, because in the early stages of the game, we do have to understand that the Lapu-Lapu kind of needs his level 4. He's good at poking around with his passive, but the thing is, because Joy is moving so much, it's hard for him to actually hit his first kill directly onto Joy. So I kind of feel like right now, White Chicken with a lot of mobility is really confusing for me.
Yep, look at this presence from TODAK down in the bottom lane. They know how important basic is, and they know the mid-game spike that the Brody can get. And Shark!
Supercharge charging it up with the hunting ball as well. Rival will be able to just walk on away. Basic, no engage, it doesn't stick.
Yeah, because in that kind of situation, Rival could not know that a Kufra is there because of the changes of how the bush mechanic works with a lot of disengaged heroes. Formace is quite deep into the Valley's territory.
Oh, Supercharge charges, but he charges all the way as well. Yumski will be hooked. Hoon will be the one against Hoon, and Rival picks up the first blood for now. The fight ensues. Rival will be jumping all the way back. Mohamed Zain going in with the ultimate, but will not be able to connect for now. It's going to be Cult Archer activating, but Rival will be having the turtle control.
TODAK, the Malaysians, claiming this territory early on. Not much for White Chicken to do. He has spent his ult, so he unlocked it, giving TODAK a clear and free turtle. in about 30 seconds after the turtle spawned.
Yeah, and that is because Formace was able to dictate the pace because he went into the Valley territory, actually forcing everyone to go towards him. And right now, TODAK is in the third for the highest average total kills at 1.7 in M4. And it's not really that surprising because they're really focusing on this early and mid stage of the game. So the Valley, they're still in a good situation because the difference in goal is only 400. It really doesn't make that big of a difference.
Now, this is going into the 3-minute mark, right, LaFell? Looking at the state of the map right here, TODAK has already picked up the first turtle and also a bit of a goal lead, but not too far.
With 200 on the map, the Valley knows that that was a hard first engage. This is where TODAK is strong, and that turtle really just wasn't ours. So they're waiting for Basic to come online, for Basic to build a little bit more. The power spike, Shark gets pulled.
Shark gets pulled, the Super Shark will activate out the flicker to over the wall, but it's going to be not going to be able to stick. The cult archer prove it so difficult.
Because the way that you got to go in and out of the team fights, you got to micromanage all of the timings, the ults, the spells. Because looking at the itemization right now, Joy already has that Genius 1, so a prolonged team fight will be pretty good for the Valley because quite a lot of magic damage is on their side. Rival here, having the Hunter Strike is great, is good, but I don't think the Valley, anyone will be really alone, so he can't really maximize the power of the Hayabusa.
Yeah, even if Fried Chicken does go a little too deep, you can already see that Fried Chicken's building hybrid. And I guess this is the best kind of Joy we'll ever see in M4. At least that's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree, right? Remember, we talked about Joy. We're not too sure where she should go. Even there's a lot of debates online. And I feel like Fried Chicken is using this Joy to the best of what she can do, right? Pop the Vengeance, find a pick off at the back line, be super annoying, and then, you know, cause some chaos at the chaos.
All right, so far, it looks like the Valley has found their aggressive streak.
Fried Chicken, though.
Given an 800, 1K gold lead here in the mid-game 6 minutes, I'm thinking possibly just one more turtle before I start seeing Lord. And all this time, what this is buying for the Valley is time and space for Basic.
Yeah, right now Basic is looking pretty good because we got to remember that the Brody is pretty strong in terms of burst damage and has been buffed up recently in the previous pack. So people are like, oh, maybe he's not that strong mid-game, late game. No, not really. Brody right now is actually a monster. So if he can wait out for Chico guys to use his ult, then Basic will pop off in this game.
I feel like what the Valley is trying to do right here is, right, I don't think they're looking for the kills. They're just trying to scare off TODAK, make sure they don't engage, use Brody, use the Basic to basically push down the turrets very slow. Look at the bottom side. It's really hurting for the side of TODAK, but Super Shark charges. Yubski tries to spin. Super Shark actually catches. Ski all the way at the back line, but Chico guys activate Call Out both sides. Activated Call Out there as well. It's going to be the battle of the sustain and both sides. But Momo, he's actually free hitting. Basic jumping at Chico guys drag 4-5 members, and it's a disaster. Overside for the Valley, and Rival is still alive as well. Trying to output some damage, but the sustainability coming up in the Valley is still there. But Rival, the assassin, oh my goodness, he's still going at it as well. Fried Chicken buying some time, but the damage is down. 3-man goes down for the Valley.
Fried Chicken still trying. It's 4 Mays and Rival. 2v1. Fried Chicken still gets it, shutting down the rookie jungler. And all this time I was going to say, 4 Mays fashionably late, but not enough time to kill Fried Chicken.
Well, looks like the Joy with the Vengeance is the answer.
That's right.
I gotta say, this is a good style for both teams because whether it's a good decision or not, if someone says goes in, everyone goes in, and that's what we see from TODAK because it was quite an over-aggression because Momo, he flickered in trying to get those kills, but he put himself in a very, very tough spot where he received a lot of damage from the Valley. So I like this level of play. I like this level of trust, but they gotta make sure that the right calls are being made.
Yep, slowly we are seeing how that head-to-head graph came to be. We're seeing now how the Valley can come back, find these angles, and again, take control of the mid-game. There you go, that last turtle went over to the Valley. You see that Basic has built his Malefic Roar. So as soon as he gets like at least 2 stacks on somebody, someone's going down.
Yeah, I really don't think this is a really good fight from the side of TODAK. They're just trying to put some pressure on the top side. Mobazane is already here. You know, just shoving them away. Need to protect Fried Chicken as much as possible. He's doing quite well as well. Try to put the attention more towards the EXP lane so that the Brody does have better farm, trying to push down these turrets.
Right now, it looks like TODAK's idea is they're trying to get any kind of objective because that's the way that they could equalize the goal because if they try to fight, it's really not going to happen. So they're trying to stall it out, try to see whether they can actually get this top turret. If they can't, they're kind of in trouble because this gives a lot of time for the Valley to set up something anywhere else.
Oh, Oh, Super Shark. It is going to be Rival, the first victim. Shadow Kill all the way in and giving away the turret in the mid lane. So much map control for the Valley now.
Oh no, they're gonna answer. They're gonna
Another
find
one,
Yumski.
Yumski will bet the flicker will be committed at the same time. That is one flicker burn from the side of TODAK.
All right, so what we saw there was TODAK setting up a huge top lane siege, but the Valley being maybe a step and a half ahead. They pushed mid, they caught Rival, and then a false engage onto Yumski, but they forced the flicker, so I'm guessing that's a big win for the Valley.
They had information because Mobazane was up there as well, so he assumed, okay, I just saw them top side. I don't see them again, so most probably they're gonna stay there. We could set up something in mid. So that's what happened. They saw what was there, and they made a very good assumption that they're not gonna move. So that's just calculated aggression.
Oh,
Is that a purple?
Mobazane, he did!
That's the purple bar stolen by Mobazane, and
Grab
that's
that purple!
the biggest problem. If you have your mid lane cracked open, but now the Lord has spawned. This is the first Lord. Don't forget, TODAK doesn't really have a good Lord control.
Oh no, 2K ahead, and you can assume that a lot of that is on basic, and a lot of that is on fried chicken, and he's rocking that mystery shop. So best believe he's making the most of that gold more than 4 maze. 10% is gonna go a long way, especially for a team that likes that mid-game power spike 10 minutes in, and it's very difficult to find a way for TODAK to get in there. We're looking at least all ults being online and looking for that engage. Who's gonna get in first?
My goodness me, Mobazane already chunked down the third Lord, already half HP, but looking for White Chicken, look at it go. He's looking for the pickup right here, but he's gonna get stunned right now, but Mobazane at the same time, White Chicken fought so much time for the Lord to be taken away by the Valley as the Valley collapse on top of TODAK. 3 members has already gone down, 4 mates, and also fighting for dear life, but would not be able to survive. Rival, the only one left.
Super Shark, man, he set it up so well as well. Since everyone is so clumped up together, there is no way this Hayabusa could work. So right now, but they're really losing up the engages on Super Shark. He's really shutting them down hard.
And now they're making their way into the base. That shield pop.
Chiku
guys forced to use the cult altar early.
too early and too late at the same time. Yosuke will be chucking it now. Look at the damage from Momo. Will not be able to connect. Basic, still all the way back by the Hood coming in. Wins the call out of his own. And Rival gets knocked up in the air at the same time. It is going to be Momo trying to output some damage to the backside, but will not be able to connect for now. Formace will be able to take down one South for now. As Hood will be taking down Chico. The stun going in. Formace, what are you going to do against Mobazane?
A show of sportsmanship between Zane and Formaze. I love how much this young man has grown from North America. We used to know him as these marksman junglers, as the assassin junglers, and now look him. He's playing Fredrin.
I mean, both of them know you're not gonna die, I'm not gonna die. Might as well show the world that we still love each other. So that was a very good defense. So the way that I'm seeing how it's gonna be played out is you gotta look at Hoon, which ult does he take, as well as you gotta look at Yumski. In this, look at his replay, look at Yumski. He's the only one that could reliably stop Super Shark. He can buy 0.5 seconds for TODAK. That is what TODAK needs, that 0.5 seconds. If he is nowhere near the engagement of Super Shark, the team fight is going over to the Valley.
And because of that swing, there is a huge gold lead now for the Valley, approaching 8,000 gold. And what does that look like in terms of items?
Looking at Brody right now, he only has 2 offensive items. The rest is defensive because he understands my role is actually to survive as long as I can. Right now, I can still play.
Going in, Momo, look, Rona, Yumski will be trying to delay some time. What was when about TODAK? But Yumski is taking a lot too much damage from the side of basic. Mobazane already looking for the Chico guys kill at the same time. But look at White Chicken. He's in like so much time against Momo. Formace will be trying to fighting out the call altar going in. The shadow kill activated by the TODAK as well, but will not be able to buy enough time.
Peter Bryce, what do you have for breakfast? I want some. This Brody knows what he's doing. It's a throwback to M2
That's
Carl Teasy, winning that world championship, building the marksman this way. They're gonna clear this wave, and they're gonna take their time. Discipline is the call here, 13 minutes in.
Right now, I kind of feel like TODAK, if they really want to take a fight, they kind of got to take it in a very open space because close spaces is very good for a Kufra. So inside your base, around the river, not inside the jungle. If they do want to fight, don't fight in the jungle. I know how strong Ruby is in the jungle as well, having AoE control. But at this point, you got to respect Super Shark. Pick your fights at the right location. With this current location, it's not good for TODAK. So they got to keep this in mind in their next fight.
And the same can be said about the Lapu-Lapu as well. If you're in those tight corners, those alleys, it's kind of hard for Maze to predict where to land the bravest fighter in all the following skills. So that again allows White Chicken to just go roughshod straight into the back line. Now this Lord, it's as free as it gets. All right, gratis as they say here in Indonesia, giving them what, a close to 10K goal lead.
You're looking at the state of devastation. There's nothing that TODAK could do. No contest, no nothing at all. TODAK would need to lie flat at their base and just basically watch the animation there. The Lord has been taken down, given over the side of the valley, and this could be the very last push.
This is one last option that they can have, and that is don't care about your friends. If your friends die, let them die. Just move around the map. You have a Hayabusa because look at how the Valley's playing. They play together. So if they're playing together, 1 or 2 lanes is going to be open. So try to attack those lanes.
Would you prefer that it be Rival or Formies who does that? Because it's only one of them.
No, both. Do both.
Just
trust that Yumski, Jiku guys, and Momo can protect their own base.
Just Delta split.
Just Delta split. If you're going to lose anyways.
No, not like this.
Not like this, Falafel, not like this. The conceal play going in. The Lord is already rampaging all across the base for now. Bottom side has already been destroyed by the side of the valley. It's up to TODAK to try to defend. No one is committed anything for now. It's going to be Superstar charging at the same time. Look at the defense coming up from TODAK at the same time. White Chicken going on the back line. Momo will be able to do some damage. The Lord is still getting chunked down by the side of TODAK. Nice defense, question mark, but that will be it. But Yomski, he goes in. The Cold Ults are going to be activated. It's going to be a full fast battle in a bloodbath happening in the base of TODAK as the valley will slowly make its way to the core. And they are not going to stop there. They are not going to go down without a fight as they will be chunking down on the core for their sweet victory.
The Langar has been quelled for now. Game 1 goes over to the Valley.